What am I doing in my office on January the 1st of a new year? What am I doing in my office in the morning on January 1st of the new year? I'm excited to be here. I'm excited that I get to be here. Now, I'm going to tell you why. I work for myself and I love it. One of the reasons I love it is that I get to do things when I want to do them, okay? So a relative was asking me yesterday, like, hey, how are you going to celebrate New Year's Day? And I said, I'm going to be back to work. And this person was like, kind of like, what's going on? And not in an offensive way or anything. She was simply curious. And I was going, I get to book off whenever I want to book off. And I get to work whenever I want to work. And today I choose to work because I love providing content for people. So that's what I'm going to do today. So how do you get to do what you want to do this year? That's really the focus of this video. How do you get to do this year exactly what you want to do? And I'm going to go through a couple of things that kind of tips, basics. If you are going to do something every day consistently to get what you want out of life, whether you want to be an entrepreneur, whether you want to work for yourself, or whether you want to simply have better relationships or lose weight or feel better every day or connect with people in your family or relationships, whatever it is, whatever your goals are this year, these simple things, these are the basics that if you do them consistently, you're going to get a lot out of this. The reason I'm putting out this video is because a lot of people ask me, Mark, if I was only going to do a few things every day, what would be the things that matter the most? Okay, what are the things that take the least amount of time but give me the biggest bang for my buck in my day, so that my day goes well, my week goes well, my month goes well, my year goes well. These are the things, all right? So first thing, and the first two things are morning type things. You need to read, learn, or encourage yourself with something every single morning. Do this the first thing when you wake up. So instead of watching the news, instead of getting disappointed about some politician or a war or some disaster, listen, those things are not unimportant. Those are important things. But they're not important for you this morning. So the first thing you need to do is encourage yourself. Do whatever you need to do to encourage yourself. The way I do it is I look through my goals and I practice gratitude. So I write down 5 things that I'm grateful for every single morning. It gets me into a fantastic mood. When I'm in that mood, I'm able to do so much better. I'm able to accomplish more. I'm able to greet my kids and my wife with smiles and kisses in the morning. And it's completely different. It's revolutionized how my family operates in the morning because it affects them in a fantastic way. Think about this. If you're not feeling great about yourself, how are you affecting the people around you? How are they affected? All of a sudden, they're not feeling good because you're in a rotten mood, okay? Practice this. Every single morning, I want you to find a system where it doesn't need to take a long time. This can take 5 minutes or less. Practice something. Do something in the morning that gets you encouraged. First thing, right? So this is what I do. I wake up. Throw on some water for some tea in the morning, and then I sit down and I practice my gratitude. And when I practice my gratitude, I visualize what this is like. So when I'm grateful for my daughter, then what I do is I visualize her waking up in the morning because she's got this great smile on her face. She's got beautiful blue eyes, and when she comes down the hallway, it's almost every single morning as if like, hey world, I'm here, and it's beautiful watching how excited she is about each day, every morning. So I'll visualize that. I'll visualize her walking down the hallway towards me and giving her a big hug and simply enjoying her. And when I visualize that, again, 10, 15 seconds? I don't know how long it takes. It takes very little time. When I do that, I put myself in a fantastic mood so I can take on my day. So again, that's the first thing. Read, learn, encourage yourself. Do something every morning. First thing, rather than checking your phone, rather than checking, I don't know, whatever it is, turning on the news or starting to ruminate about all the things that you're busy with or are going wrong in the day. Focus on yourself and put yourself in a fantastic mood, whatever it takes. So practice gratitude, get great quotes. You can download quotes or get them sent to you or put them on your phone, whatever it is. But do something to encourage yourself. Everyone's going to be different. Find the system that works for you. That's number 1. Number 2, also in the morning. Do this in the morning. Exercise. Now, I'm going to be careful what I say here. You don't necessarily need to exercise. You don't need to go to the gym. Simply move. Get moving in the morning. Okay? Now, again, everyone is going to have their own thing. Some people are trying to build muscle mass. Some people are trying to lose weight. That's not the purpose of this. For my purposes, What I'm talking about right now is simply moving. Now you can do something intense. I tend to do a really intense exercise routine in the mornings. That's what works for me. But I know people who go for a walk every morning. Hey, listen, it was negative 30 degrees this morning when I woke up. If you want to go for a walk, go for a walk. Okay, bundle up and do that. Sometimes what I do, and this is to help you understand that it doesn't always need to be the same thing. Sometimes what I do is I simply make sure I'm moving. So sometimes it's not this intense workout. Sometimes what I do is I will shovel the walk. If there's a lot of snow in the morning, I'll shovel the walk. If it's summer and it's nice out, I'll go for a walk. But I make sure that I'm moving every single day. This is why. Number one, your body was made to move. So even if you're in a wheelchair, even if you are a quadriplegic, it doesn't matter where you're at. I want you to do some movements. Do neck exercises, do eye exercises, do wiggle your ears, do what you need to do to move and get moving. What it does in your system is two things. One, it gets all the blood flowing. It increases blood flow in your body, which improves health. It improves your immune system. It gets you going in the morning and feeling good. So again, this is helping towards your mood. But it also simply affects your mind in a unique way. When you start the day strong, when you're moving first thing in the day, you set a pattern for the day where you're moving. Instead of, I don't know, maybe a system that I used to practice when I was a teenager was I would sleep in as late as I could, and then I would simply lounge around. When I've done that in the past, I feel awful. I have no motivation to get up and do something. It stops me. So getting up, feeling good with gratitude or quotes, and then secondly, moving. Again, it doesn't have to be intense exercise. Don't set the bar so high that you end up not doing it. Simply set the expectation that you will move every day. When you have that expectation for yourself, you will do it and you'll feel great about it. Here's the third thing, and this is extremely important as well. What I want you to do this year is at least 5 days a week. I'll set it even less. At least 4 days a week. Although it's better, the more consistent you make it, the better. I want you to book off time and protect, well, here, I'm going to make this broader, okay? What I want you to do is focus on protecting time for the things that are most important to you, for your priorities. So for me, these are some of my priorities. Every Wednesday morning, I take one of my kids out for breakfast. Every Wednesday morning. Nothing basically gets in the way of that. I have some people call me. It doesn't matter how big the business deal is or whatever. It doesn't matter whether we're in Hawaii or in Canada. It doesn't matter where we are. On Wednesday mornings, I go out to breakfast with my family. With one of my kids. Now, if I'm traveling and they're home, yeah, sometimes we'll miss it. That's okay. It's not set in stone. It's evil if we miss it. But what I've done is I've protected that time. If I can avoid it with a business trip, Wednesday morning, I will. And I'll go on a weekend or something, okay? Protect that time. I won't take calls during that time. I turn my phone off during that time. And I protect it because my kids are really important to me. Same with my wife. On Sunday evenings, we put the kids to bed, and then we call it our Sunday night wine time. Both because we can chat with each other, as well as sometimes we pour each other or ourselves a glass of wine and simply maybe eat a good piece of cheese or a piece of chocolate and enjoy each other. Okay, we connect, we talk, we listen to each other's hearts during that time. So again, Sunday nights, we protect that time. We both know. Everyone knows in our family. Everyone knows in our extended family. Our friends know. 8 o'clock on Sunday nights, we're not going to be answering the phones, okay? We're simply not going to do it. Sunday during the day is also a time that I typically protect. So the first 3 examples I'm giving are all my family time, all right? Sundays, I typically dedicate to my family. So again, every once in a while it changes, but for the most part, Sundays are protected. I don't answer texts. I don't call people back often. People used to get really angry with me, but you know what? As soon as they got used to it and set that it's an expectation that they understand, now they're fine with it. So I struggled with what people thought about me for the first couple of months or few months, or sometimes when somebody's getting to know me, they're like, hey, why didn't you answer my text? I go, it's Sunday. On Sundays, it's family time. And I hang out with my family. So that's with family time. Now with business, what I do is, again, I book off time and protect it. So in the mornings, usually at 7 o'clock, I've got some kind of meeting with somebody to get me going, okay? But then 8 to 11, 8 to noon, on almost every single weekday morning, I dedicate it to my business. And during that time, this is an idea I got from the book The One Thing from Gary Keller. Get it? It's a fantastic book. I book off that time, and basically nothing comes into that time, okay? You can try calling me, you can try connecting with me. Unless you're one of my best friends or my business partner, something like that, typically I'm not going to answer. And even then, usually I don't answer. People know that in the mornings, I'm really focused. So they learn to expect to get a call back or whatever later on in the morning or early afternoon. When you start to protect some time and you don't allow anyone in there, okay? For business time, okay? Allow your family in when it's family time, or friends in when it's friend time. But when you protect a time like that, it becomes extremely productive, extremely efficient. I'm positive that I finish in 3 or 4 hours every morning what I used to get done in 8 hours or maybe even 2 days before, because it's so focused. When you are focused, when you're not getting distracted, when you're super focused, you can get way more done. That will lead to your goal. So let's use an example. Say you want to write a book. Every morning, and it doesn't need to be 3 hours, it doesn't need to be 8 hours, it can be 30 minutes or 1 hour. Every day you write a page. Every day you write a page. Well, listen, if that was what you were going to do, you could write a 300-page book in a year. You could write a 300-page book every single year if you're dedicating that time every morning. And you are going to get far more done this year than most people around you ever dream of getting done. I'm going to summarize everything I just said. Number 1. Make sure that you set your mind on the right things every single morning. Instead of news, media, whatever it is, it's not that those things are unimportant. Dedicate yourself to yourself. Quotes, gratitude, whatever you need to do. Get your mind right. Number 2, move. Get your body right, which will also get your mind right, okay? In the morning, move. Doesn't need to be a specific movement. It doesn't need to be intense. Simply get going. Move. And now, typically it's intense. Sometimes I relax a little bit. Whatever it is, simply move. Sometimes I simply do a stretching routine in the morning simply to get my body moving. Third, and also extremely important, is book off time, certain times for family, for friends, for business, for rest. So I book in advance. I book my entire year. All the family trips, we talk about it with my wife. We book all these trips usually at least a year in advance. Why? Because now it's set. Now if somebody comes to me and says, hey, listen, can you do this thing this weekend or this week? I say, no, it's booked off. And that way we get our family rest time when we need it, okay? So prioritize things and then book them off. There's one other thing that I do, and I'm going to throw this out there. If it helps, great. If it doesn't help, completely forget I ever said it. I don't care. I don't care what you decide to throw out in what I'm saying. Okay, take what's useful, forget the rest. That's all I'm after is you taking what's useful. One other thing I do is I go on a quarterly business retreat. So this might be for the business people out there. I go on a quarterly business retreat. It's coming up next weekend, and what I do is I take off for the weekend. And I focus on business. I focus on prioritizing. I focus on goals. I focus on getting my mind right for the next quarter, for the next 3 months. And when I do that, I found there's a massive difference in the next 3 months. I'm focused when I come in. So for the new year, I'm super focused. I do it around my birthday. I do it around these certain times that are important for me, natural times to set apart. And I book them in. I go on them. Everyone knows that I'm off limits. I turn off my phone for those 2 or 3 days. And when I come back, I'm refreshed and I'm focused. Taking a rest during that time, I get far more done in the other time. It allows me to focus to an incredible degree at other times because I'm taking the rest. So here's what I want you to do. Comment. If you're seeing this and you're going, hey, that's a really good idea. Or what about this, Mark? Have you ever thought about this? These are the 3 things, in my opinion, that will change your day and change your week and change your year. All right? Enjoy these. Experiment with them. Make them work for you. You don't have to do it any specific way. If some guru says you have to do it this way, forget everything they're going to say next, okay? Find a system that works for you. Usually we find systems that work for ourselves, and that's fine, okay? So make it work for you. Enjoy the year. Have a fantastic year. Have a fulfilling year. I've got this program that I call Whole Life Wealth. Have a year where your entire life is wealthy. In money, in relationships, in physical health, in mental health, that you grow, that you learn. Do these things to your own benefit, and then make a difference in the world. Enjoy.